I did a little Black Friday shopping. I didn't do a lot of Black Friday shopping. There really just wasn't much out there that I was interested in. But if you want to see what did get me to click buy now, then stick around because I'm going to show you what I got. This very well could be my last haul for quite some time. If you watched my first or my third Vlogmas video, you'll know that I'm planning on making some changes on my channel as far as the content that I'm creating. If you haven't seen those, I'll put the playlist up here in the card so you can go watch them if you want to see them all the way through. The biggest change I'm going to make is that I'm not going to be reviewing new makeup very often. In fact, I'm planning a no-buy starting January 1st, running through March 31st, because April is my birthday month, so I probably will allow myself to purchase a few things for my birthday. But there will be no purchases made in the first quarter unless I have nothing else in the category. The only categories I can think of right now where that might happen is with brow pencils and perhaps mascaras. Now, I currently have a ton of mascaras, but I am also going to be doing a makeup inventory and declutter because I want to do a makeup inventory reduction series in the new year. And I have a lot of mascaras that have been open for a really long time. I plan to go back and look and see when they were purchased, and anything that's more than 6 months old, I am going to throw away. So I have a feeling that this basket of mascara is going to be down to about 2, maybe 1. And so I might have to buy a mascara. And I do go through micro brow pencils pretty quickly, so I might have to buy one of those. There's not a single other category, makeup or skincare, that I can think of that I don't have something that will fill in if I use something up. And my goal is to use things up in the new year. But that's what's ahead. Let's talk about what I got for Black Friday. I only made 2 orders. One was with ColourPop and one was with QVC. So let's look at the QVC first. That was the first order I made. I'm in Jen Phelps' Facebook group. It's not a great place to be if you're on a no-buy. There's a bunch of enablers in there, but I'm going to hold strong and I don't plan on leaving the group. However, one of them did share that on QVC, the Sigma Deluxe Blending Brush Set, this is a 9 brush set, was on sale for about $42. She also shared that there was a code, $20 off $40. So this brush set, retail on the Sigma site, is, let me get this straight, let me get it right. Hang on. $122. I would never spend $122 for 9 brushes. You might, and that's great, but that is not in my budget. On QVC, like I said, they were listed for $41.98. The $20 off $40 means I got these for $21.98. 9 brushes for $22. That's just over $2 a brush. So this was a really good deal. Now, you might say, but Tina, you don't really need any more new brushes. And you might be right. However, a lot of the brushes that were in those buckets that I just showed you are really old and they're getting kind of scratchy and the ferrules are really loose. Some of them have been glued multiple times and they're loose again. So I actually am going to do a brush declutter when I go through my makeup inventory. And I am really excited about these. I do have a couple of Sigma brushes in here and I really do like them. So when I had the opportunity to get 9 brand new brushes for $22, yeah, I took that opportunity. So let's take them out so you can see what I've got. So I can see what I've got. I haven't even had, they just came today. I haven't even had them out of the box yet. I don't know why they need to have such a big box for this little thing. I mean, they could have had half the packaging and still been just fine. So they're in. I don't really know what the numbers are and what they mean. Somebody who knows Sigma brushes better than I can probably tell you that. But we have there's the E45, which is the small tapered blending brush. And I like this because it is exactly what it says. It's a smaller size and it's tapered at the tip. So when you have hooded eyes and you're trying to get right in this crease right here to kind of carve it out and redefine it a little bit higher than the natural crease, having a small kind of pointed taper brush like that is really, really helpful for getting in that crease. This is the E25 blending brush. It is, let me put these other guys down. It's fluffy, but it's a little bit flatter this way than it is this way. And so this one, you can kind of do this back and forth thing for blending, and it's a little bit stiffer than like a big fluffy blending brush. The E49 is a medium tapered blending brush. So we have the small tapered on this one. This is a medium tapered, and this is really nice for that transition shade when you're really trying to just fill a lot of lid space with that that blending shade. This one is good for that. The E45 Max small tapered blending. I mean, wasn't there another one that said small tapered blending? Okay, so the E45 and the E45 Max are both tapered blending brushes. This one is obviously quite a bit larger, and this one is much more tapered and pointed. So I don't know why they share a number and a name, but they do. Then we have the E40, which is the tapered blending versus the small tapered or the medium tapered. This one is a bigger blending brush. And this one would be, I could see would be good to keep it clean and then use that at the end to really blend those edges, or, you know, to kind of smoke out under here when you have just a tiny little bit on there. But then you also have the E40 Max, and this is a quite a bit bigger brush for my eyes. I'm not sure that I would use this much for a eyeshadow brush, but I could see using this for a highlighter brush. So you don't have to use your brushes for what they say they're for. There's no brush police out there. You can use your brushes for whatever you want to use them for. Then we have 3 more. I'm going back in. We got the remember I told you about the E25. Well, there's an E25 Max. So you've got the big sister and the little sister of a couple of brushes in here. So you've got a smaller version and a little bit bigger version. And again, this was that flatter, fluffy, tapered blending brush. And then this one, this is the E27, the detailed blending brush. Yeah, the detailed blender. And you can see that it's much more precise and small. So if you have something that you really need to get in there and blend, you can kind of pat it on and blend and cover a smaller area. I could also see this would be really good for getting right here in this inner corner area, the inner lid. If you wanted something that didn't go up on the lid up here, you could use this to really get in some precise areas. And then the final brush is the E38, the diffused crease brush. And this one is for when you're wanting to get in that crease, and rather than the tapered one and really carve it out, to kind of more blow it out a little bit more. So those are the brushes, and I like that there's a bunch of them because I would probably only use maybe 4 at a time when I did an eye look. And so you could have clean brushes for a couple of different eye looks. And a lot of times what I try to do with my brushes so that I don't have to wash them quite so frequently is to keep some for like brown nude looks, and some for mauve rosy looks, and some for green looks. And that way when I rotate through them, I don't pick up a green brush and try to put on pink eyeshadow and end up with a muddy mess. I used to have colored rubber bands, and I would rubber band a set together, and then the one with the brown rubber band would be for brown shadows, and the one with the pink one would be for pink mauve shadows. And I got away from doing that, and I'm not sure why, but it actually was pretty handy when I did it. So maybe I'll get back to it. But that is my insane Sigma deal that I got from QVC. The other order I placed was from ColourPop, and ColourPop and ColourPop was and still is having a 30% off site-wide sale. It's still going on at the time that I'm filming this video, which is Cyber Monday. The video might not go up until tomorrow or Wednesday, so I cannot guarantee at that point that that sale will still be happening. When I heard ColourPop had some of their 9-pan shadows on sale for $5, I jumped on the site and looked to see what they have. One thing I'm very happy about that ColourPop is doing now is on the product page, when you pull up a palette, it will tell you in big letters if the palette is vegan or not. In the past, I'd have to go to the ingredients and then pull that up and do a search for carmine because I have a carmine sensitivity. If the palette says vegan, I know that I don't have to worry about it. And if it doesn't, then I can just skip on and move to the next one. Well, my daughter needed a new Going Coconuts because hers is getting really old. She is prone to styes, and so we do not push too hard on the expiration dates on makeup for her because if we do, she's going to get an eye infection. And so I got her a new Going Coconuts. This is one that I cannot use because it does have carmine. She doesn't have the sensitivity, so it's not an issue for her. But if you haven't seen this palette, it is just such a pretty neutral palette. For her everyday look, this is the palette that she likes to use. So now she has a clean, fresh one. And one that I had been looking at that I thought would be fun to have because I don't really have anything like it in my collection is the Blow and Smoke palette. And I was very happy to see that this was listed as vegan. And here is what this one looks like. Oops. That up there. This is not probably something I would use every day, but I do think that it's really pretty. It has 4 mattes, the white, the light gray, the medium gray, and the black. 2 with the micro shimmers in it, this medium gray here and the black here. I think if I pull in a little bit, you can see the little micro shimmers. And then the ones down the middle are the shimmers. So let's swatch a little. I'll swatch the mattes first. I'm not going to swatch the Going Coconuts because it's not my palette. So here is Young Love, the nice white. This is Stone Face, Slated, and Let's Do It. Ooh, that was one swipe on that black. That was really nice pigment on that. Okay, let me get a wipe out. The ones with the micro shimmer are Ignite and Night Dreams. And I don't know necessarily that there's a lot of difference between this one and this one, or this one and this one. And when you blend the shades with those micro shimmers in there, a lot of times that kind of blends away. So I don't know, maybe I would have liked to have seen a little more variation in the depth of the grays. Something between this and this might have been nice, but it's fine. It was $5. And now let's go down the shimmers. The first one is Smokin'. Really pretty silver, kind of a gunmetal more so. Then Starstruck, which is a, oh, holy smokes, that was pretty. That is like liquid metal. That was Starstruck. And then Full Metal is that one. And I like that they are different. I think this will be fun to play with, do a traditional smoky eye with. And if you'd like to see me do that on one of my Vlogmas days, let me know down in the comments. I am having a little bit of trouble getting those darker shades off my fingers. And I imagine they're not going to want to come off my arm very well either. Yeah, there's a little bit of remnant left there, but I am using a baby wipe, not a makeup wipe. So makeup wipe might have taken it off a little bit better. All right, moving on to the non-palette items. This is the Pressed Powder Blush, and it's in this really pretty heart compact that's matte finish and pink, and the shade is Flirt Alert. I'm hoping, yes. It is a cool toned mauve blush that I just think was so pretty. Super silky, really nice. I think I'll do it over. There's the shade on my finger. It's very, very light. It's lighter than I thought it would be, actually. Can you even see it? See if it builds up. Yes, it does build up. So it's going to be a very subtle flush of color, but there are times when I'm looking for that, and sometimes I get a little blush blind and go a little overboard. So I think this is going to be really pretty. Oh, by the way, as I said, the palettes were $5. They are originally $14. The blush here is normally $12. It was $8.40. I'm going to pick some up with a brush and see if it's easier to see. Not really. We'll see. The jury's out on that one. It is a little pale. Hopefully it will actually show up. Then I got one of the cream gel liners. This claims 18-hour wear and waterproof. I needed a new light liner for my waterline, and this is just a pink, kind of a pearly pink. I like using a lighter eyeliner in the waterline, kind of wakes things up. The one I have currently that I'm using is this BH Power Pencil. I think it's pearlescent pink or pearl pink or something like that. And as you can see, there's not much left of that. So when that one's gone, I needed a replacement. And so that's what this is for. And I'm just going to keep it in the little box over by my eyeliners until I need it. Okay, it's probably not going to stay in the little box. I'm probably going to use it even before the other one's gone. Who am I kidding? And then, because I know I go through them so quickly, I did get an eyebrow pencil. This is the Precision Brow Pencil. I do like a micro brow pencil because I don't have a whole lot of brow hairs and I need to draw them in. This has the required spoolie on the end. It's originally $8. It was on sale for $5.60. So let's see. The shade I got this one in is Dope Taupe. It's kind of rolls up kind of hard. All right, let's see what the shade looks like. What do you think? I think that will be a good brow shade for me. And it was creamy, but not so creamy that it's going to go everywhere. So I am glad to have that because the one that I'm using now is that far from being gone. So like I said, I do use up brow pencils. It goes up, but it doesn't go back down. So you have to be careful about putting it up too far. And now I'm afraid to put the lid on it because I don't want to squash it. My final item from ColourPop was a lippy duo. And this is the Cozy Ezra kit. It was $14 originally, on sale for $9.80. It was supposed to be one of those add into the carts for $9. It would save 80 cents, but it didn't ring up right. So I don't know. I still like it, so it doesn't really matter. It is, oh, it's the So Juicy line. I forgot about that. So there's a lip liner and then the So Juicy pen. This is like the Tarte Juicy lip pens and the e.l.f. Pout Clout lip pens. They're the ones that you click up from the bottom. So let's see what these shades are. Like I said, the shade is Cozy Ezra, and it just kind of looks like a nude. Very creamy. More brown, actually, than I was anticipating. A little bit of pink, but more brown. And I was hoping for a more mauve. I have a Tarte one and I have an e.l.f. one, and they're both kind of in this brown family, but maybe it won't be as brown as I think it is. Now it's a little more pink. So, and it's very sheer. It's that really hydrating, juicy lip formula. Doesn't have great staying power, but it is very hydrating. I have a lip product on, but I think I'll put some on anyway. Yeah, it feels really nice. And it smells good too. It's a little bit like cake, but not overpowering cake. So I really like that shade. It's going to be a really good everyday lip shade. I don't think it says anything about, oh, That's not the Cozy Ezra is not the name of them. This is in the shade Tease, and this is Vacay Mode. The set together is Cozy Ezra. Okay, so again, that was $14 and on sale for $9.80. And that's it. That's all my Black Friday haul. So how about you? Let me know down in the comments. Did you splurge for Black Friday, or did you hold back and sit this one out? If you did splurge, what was the favorite thing you got? Let's talk about it down in the comments. I think my favorite thing is the Sigma brush set. Definitely this was the biggest savings. I haven't used it yet, but I'm also really excited about the Blow and Smoke palette. Happy Vlogmas. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. I did a little Black Friday shopping. I did a little Black Friday shopping. Not a lot. There wasn't much that interested in me. I did a little Black Friday shopping. Not a lot. There wasn't a lot that interested in me. There wasn't a lot that interested me. I did a little Black Friday shopping. There wasn't a lot that interested me. Interested. Why can't I say that word?